All right, NFT Art Galaxy, welcome. You can see in my voice, I am very, very excited today. A little project here, as you see on my screen, near and dear to my heart. You guys don't know, my mama, yep, she was a teacher for about 35, 40 years, started out in the Bronx, wound up as a principal. And this project I found out on Spaces a little while ago. DJ Johnson, he came on and he was talking about the kids and education and creativity and just involving kids in NFT and just kind of, I think you're saying like a brush stroke is a painting and all sorts of fun stuff. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to DJ and his wonderful project, Algorhythms. Welcome,
Appreciate it,
DJ.
Rich. I appreciate it, man. I'm so honored to be here, man. This is my first podcast for it's the first time I'm being interviewed in a while, but first time especially for NFTs, especially for something that I kind of put together fairly quickly and just took off just as fast. So I appreciate the response and I appreciate your support. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, these are my boys, man, my algorithms.
Yeah, you grabbed some of the first set, like you grabbed some of the real cooler ones that probably are rooted into the story. So yeah, you got some of the early ones.
But tell us a little bit about the project, about the story, how the kids are involved, and just,
So the project has such a broad story, it's such a broad capsulization of my creative life. The beginning of my art life, I started as a digital designer and really a photo editor and a photographer. So one of my students who was starting a dance school said, "Hey, coach, can you take some photos for me?" So I was always trying to give back to the kids. I didn't want them to have to pay for anything. So yeah, I'll do your photo shoot. Plus I needed practice anyway. So I did the photo shoot for them, gave them the photos. But at the time, I also was trying to teach myself how to be a better graphic designer, like literally how to work Photoshop. I didn't know how to do Photoshop. So I grabbed a few of the photos and taught myself how to use the pen tool with 3 shots. So these were this is what came out of the 3 shots. And the original banner that you showed on the screen was the original file. It's just a huge jumble of variations of layers and pixels and go back one more to the very first screen, layers, pixels, it's the banner, that one. So that's the original file. You see, it's really colorful, but it's just a mess. It's just so much going on, but I was trying everything out, trying to make a something. So I got here and I was like, okay, well, I don't know what to do with it. It's just cool. So, like a lot of us creatives do, it just goes into an archive, right?
Yeah,
so fast
definitely.
forward.
Go ahead.
Yeah, fast forward years later, now I no longer teach social studies. I'm now in Atlanta, Georgia teaching, and I'm actually co-chair of a graphic design department, like I'm co-teaching of a graphic design program, here in Atlanta Public Schools. So when the opportunity for NFTs to come, I jumped in with my own art project, with my own art, but the NFT space is kind of structured a little differently. So it took me a while to analyze how to get in because I figured if this opportunity, which as big as it seems it is so great, I need to be able to show my students how to do it. And if I can show my students how to do it, I can take it back to every other student who I did not get a chance to show how to do this, because I have some really, really, really talented students who are they're grown-ups now. So this will be an opportunity. They can go straight take it to the market. So I jumped in, I looked through my files to see what I had. And I wanted to do, I said, I wasn't sure about a PFP project, to be honest with you. But I remembered this particular characters and I went and looked at the file and I said to myself, really the work is already done. I did it in my head already. I've already gone through this process and created this before. So I went back and just re-edited and chopped up everything. I chopped up all the files, put them in new layers, trace them over in vectors. But the thing was, I needed to come up with a story so I could create a story. So that's when I turned them into characters, the Algo brothers. I'm still giving them names, maybe like Al, Alphonse, and Albert. But in the beginning, they had talent. I'm sorry, they had desire, but they didn't have much talent and they didn't have many resources. So they wanted to be entertainers. They said they wanted to start a band. They couldn't sing, they couldn't play, they couldn't do any of that. So they borrowed some of their clothes from their uncles, their grandparents. That's why it still has that groovy 70s vibe.
Yeah.
But they were committed to the process. And the slogan is one push of the button, a photo is taken. One stroke of the brush, art is made, and one finger on key, music is made. Now, in a variation, that's my own personal philosophy because I'm self-taught in all art forms. So, but I had to start somewhere. So that's where I try to communicate to the students. Well, in the story, as they keep on pushing forward and keep performing, they get better and better. And as they get better and better, they make a little more money, they buy better clothes, they get to go different places and perform. So you start seeing the evolution of these kids who had no talent, who just took the risk and kept moving forward. And people started, if nothing else, they respected their creativity.
I love it,
So
man. It's it's just a story too. It's evolving
yeah.
story of just kind of perseverance,
Hmm.
pushing through,
Yeah.
starting with not, it just takes the first step, right? A lot of people have trouble taking that first step, or the
Yeah.
second step. Like, but once you get going, once you get moving, you get into an algorithm, right?
Right, exactly, exactly. And I made sure I put different kind of clues and subliminal messages back to my community that this is our project. So a
This
couple of
is
photos that you
beautiful.
have up there, you see the skyline of Memphis. Like that photo in the
I see that.
background was actually a photo I took. That's a photo I took when I was a photographer that the city of Channel 5 Action News used for their social media day.
Oh wow.
So that's a photo that's actually was being seen in our media publications. The other one in the lower left corner is a skyline, the Jackson City skyline, right close to my house in Atlanta, Georgia. So people from Atlanta recognize that. Also,
Right.
the purple and black one are the colors of my alma mater. So I still
Okay.
try to have a measure of representation for my entire community within the art. So when people see it, they were like, "Hey, I know that color. That has to be DJ. That has to be algorithm." So
Yeah, this is
then
great.
the story evolves with the fire represents that they're blowing up and they actually are going beyond, their small little chitlin circuit between Atlanta and Georgia. So, and after that, they're stars. So that's when the colors get super groovy, all the illuminated lights. So now we're at the end of their tour. We're at series 989. So starting in series 89 and 9. Oh yeah, there we go. This one we start seeing them really being real, almost pop stars. And then they, of course, you see they got big old drip. And just at the bottom,
Yeah.
you see the last two of the bottoms, you'll see a little bit more flash GIFs. That's the introduction of them actually being full international music stars. So the last 10 will be more flash graphics involved. And then the end of the set, they'll get their NFT Music Choice Awards. I think number 100 will be a platinum plaque. And
Oh wow.
then 101, 101 to 111, I'm actually going to take that original file that I taught myself with. It's going to be almost the width of a banner, like you should, the one I showed you at the very beginning. And
Yep.
I'll release those because
Okay.
um, and the reason I'm doing that is because I told you my initial reason was I needed to navigate this NFT space. And there are a lot of projects out there that have large teams. And it was important for me to be a one of one. I'm a single artist
Right.
for to bring my whole artistic self to the NFT space so people can respect me for a catalog of work. So when if you invest in this project, I want you to also have the opportunity to invest in its true roots. So to end the first phase, now this is just the first phase of it.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I mean, I
yeah.
love it. I love everything that you're doing. I was gonna ask you what's next.
Well, now, like I said, it's two phases. I don't want to give away the whole pie, but the important part is to now take this success and then be able to direct it to the community that originally started it. So Tarek Moore, who is the CEO of Memphis Jukin Academy, Memphis Urban Ballet. He is a student who had the photo shoot. So the next capsulated set will be a fundraiser for his capital campaign. All right. So we're going to do a specialized set because I saved the photos of him. He's the original Al.
Oh wow.
And we're going to build that a good solid set of limited editions around him. And then the proceeds will go for his capital campaign. But more importantly, the reason why I'm doing this is because I hadn't seen a lane for the performing arts to come into the NFT space as of yet.
Okay.
So since they've contributed to a lot of people's content, like they've the dance style is now global, where you actually can get certified as a Memphis juking instructor. So the program is growing, but there have not been they don't have the same opportunities that us visual artists have. Well,
Okay.
I'm going to do my best to force an opportunity for them.
Okay.
So we'll create those pieces for him, but also walk him through the process of um, showing him how to mint the content that he creates for his community and give other students in that Memphis area opportunity to take their creativity straight to market.
Very cool. All right. Well, I really appreciate having you on today. I mean, if you have any parting words for your fans or students, or any last thoughts?
Mama, we made it. No, just playing. No, but no, I appreciate Rich. I appreciate the support from the moment I jumped out with this project. The first 10, I mean, you jumped in and supported me. So I appreciate from day one, you being there. I really want you especially to feel like what you're giving back is giving directly back to the community, because the information, this support for the podcast, the actual purchasing of a collection, so you holding a solid number of pieces, all of this is communicated back to my community to say, hey, this is real. This is the guy who supports it, to put an actual face into someone. This NFT community is unbelievable. So I appreciate you. I thank everybody for all your support, retweets, and everything. And stay tuned, like we have a lot. And also, not just algorithms. Hey, as Invert the World, I have so much work that I want to just bring to the NFT space, a lot of creativity, and some really, really, really cool friends who do a lot of dope stuff. So
yeah, man, keep it going, man. That's the whole point. So really appreciate you having on, and thank you all for listening, and stay tuned for the next NFT Art Galaxy. Please like it, share it, love it, watch it again. I hear people online going, smash that subscribe button. But you put a finger on the key, man. Put a finger on the key, and we'll go from there. But love you guys. Until next time, love you, NFT fam. All right.